March 15th, 44 BCE. The Ides of March dawn crisp over Rome, a city of marble temples and bustling forums where the Tiber winds like a serpent through hills crowned with palaces. In the Curia of Pompeii, a grand hall within the Theater of Pompey, built by Caesar's late rival, the Senate convenes for what should be a routine session. Julius Caesar, 55, dictator perpetuo of Rome, strides in without his bodyguard, dismissed at his insistence to show trust in the senators. Dressed in a purple toga, his laurel wreath concealing a balding pate, he ascends the steps to his gilded chair. But as he seats himself, a group of senators surrounds him under pretense of petition. Trebonius detains Mark Antony outside. Inside, Tilius Cimber tugs at Caesar's toga, exposing his shoulder. "This is violence!" Caesar exclaims as the daggers flash. He fights back, wounding one assailant with his stylus. But the blades, 23 in total, pierce his body. Seeing Marcus Junius Brutus, his protege and rumored son, strike, Caesar murmurs in Greek, "Kai su, teknon," "You too, child," before pulling his toga over his head and collapsing at the base of Pompey's statue, blood pooling on the mosaic floor. The assassins shouting liberty. Tyranny is dead, flee to the capital, expecting acclaim. Instead, panic grips the city. This is no mere murder. It's the catalyst that dooms the Roman Republic, sparking civil wars and birthing an empire. Welcome to Vestige Files, where we unearth the pivotal moments that shaped history. This is the story of the assassination of Julius Caesar, a tragedy of ambition, betrayal, and the fragility of power that echoed through millennia, inspiring Shakespeare and warning of tyranny's shadows. To unravel this fateful stab at liberty, we must rewind to the late Roman Republic, an era of conquest and corruption where one man's rise threatened a 500-year-old system. In the 2nd century BCE, Rome had transformed from a modest city-state into a Mediterranean superpower. Founded legendarily in 753 BCE by Romulus, it overthrew its kings in 509 BCE, establishing the Republic with consuls, senate, and assemblies to prevent monarchy's return. The Punic Wars, 264 to 146 BCE, against Carthage, led by generals like Scipio Africanus, destroyed Hannibal's threat at Zama in 202 BCE and razed Carthage in 146 BCE, yielding vast territories in Africa, Spain, and Greece. Wealth flooded in. Slaves, tribute, and land enriched the elite, but widened gaps. Senators from patrician families like the Julii controlled politics. Equites, knights, handled commerce. Plebeians struggled amid land shortages from latifundia. Vast estates worked by slaves, displacing small farmers who swelled Rome's urban poor. Reforms by the Gracchi brothers, Tiberius in 133 BCE and Gaius in 123 BCE, sought land redistribution, but ended in their murders by senatorial mobs, setting precedents for violence. By the 1st century BCE, civil strife intensified. Gaius Marius, a novus homo, new man, born around 157 BCE, rose as consul in 107 BCE, reforming the army by enlisting landless volunteers loyal to generals over the state. His rivalry with Lucius Cornelius Sulla, a patrician general, erupted in 88 BCE when Sulla marched on Rome, the first to do so, forcing Marius's exile. Sulla's dictatorship in 82 to 81 BCE prescribed enemies, executing 1,500 and seizing properties. But his reforms, strengthening the Senate, failed to halt decay. After retiring in 79 BCE, chaos resumed. Slave revolts like Spartacus's in 73 to 71 BCE, crushed by Marcus Licinius Crassus and Gnaeus Pompeius Magnus, Pompey, highlighted vulnerabilities. Enter Gaius Julius Caesar, born July 12th or 13th, 100 BCE, into the ancient but impoverished Julii clan, claiming descent from Venus. Orphaned young, he navigated dangers. As a teen, Sulla ordered him to divorce Cornelia, daughter of Marius's ally Cinna. Caesar refused, fleeing into hiding until pardoned in 81 BCE. Ambitious and eloquent, He studied rhetoric in Rhodes, captured by pirates in 75 BCE, ransoming himself for 50 talents, then crucifying them. Elected quaestor in 69 BCE, he delivered eulogies for his aunt Julia, Marius's widow, and wife Cornelia, aligning with populares, reformers appealing to the people. As aedile in 65 BCE, he staged lavish games, accruing debts but popularity. In 63 BCE, as Pontifex Maximus, he supported Cicero's consulship amid the Catilinarian conspiracy, Catiline's failed coup, exposed by Cicero's orations leading to executions without trial, a controversial act. Caesar's ascent accelerated. As praetor in 62 BCE, he backed tribune Metellus Nepos against Cicero. Exiled briefly, he governed further Spain in 61 BCE, winning military laurels and wealth from campaigns. Returning in 60 BCE, he formed the first triumvirate with Crassus, Rome's richest man, suppressor of Spartacus, and Pompey, conqueror of the East, who had cleared Mediterranean pirates in 67 BCE and defeated Mithridates in 66 BCE. The alliance, sealed by Pompey's marriage to Caesar's daughter Julia in 59 BCE, secured Caesar's consulship that year. As consul, Caesar passed land reforms for Pompey's veterans, ignoring colleague Bibulus's obstructions. Mobs dumped filth on Bibulus, who withdrew, joking Caesar was sole consul. Facing prosecution post-term, Caesar secured proconsulship of Cisalpine Gaul and Illyricum, adding Transalpine Gaul after a governor's death. The Gallic Wars, 58 to 50 BCE, made Caesar legendary. Facing Helvetii migration in 58 BCE, he slaughtered or enslaved 368,000. Against Germanic tribes under Ariovistus, he triumphed at Vosges. From 57 to 56 BCE, he subdued Belgae in Venetae, massacring resistors. In 55 and 54 BCE, he bridged the Rhine and invaded Britain, brief forays yielding captives and prestige. The 52 BCE revolt under Vercingetorix of the Arverni United Tribes. Caesar besieged Alesia, building double fortifications to trap 80,000 Gauls and repel relief forces, forcing surrender. Vercingetorix, paraded in Caesar's 46 BCE triumph, was strangled. Conquests added 500,000 to 1 million slaves. Immense loot, Caesar's wealth funded politics. His Commentari de Bello Gallico chronicled exploits, portraying him as Rome's defender. Back home, the triumvirate frayed. Julia died in 54 BCE. Crassus perished at Carrhae in 53 BCE against Parthians. Pompey, consul sole in 52 BCE, amid anarchy from Clodius's murder by Milo's gangs, aligned with Optimates, senatorial conservatives like Cato the Younger, who opposed Caesar's ambitions. In 50 BCE, Caesar's governorship ended. Enemies like Consul Marcellus demanded his return for trial on consular irregularities. Caesar sought consulship in absentia, vetoed by tribunes like Mark Antony, who fled to Caesar after senatorial violence. The Rubicon River marked Italy's boundary. Crossing with troops meant civil war. On January 10, 49 BCE, Caesar, at Ravenna with the 13th Legion, hesitated. Suetonius recounts a vision urging advance, then declared Alea iacta est, the die is cast, and marched south. Panic gripped Rome. Pompeian consuls fled to Greece, abandoning the treasury. Caesar seized Rome bloodlessly, pardoning enemies like Domitius Ahenobarbus at Corfinium, winning hearts. As dictator briefly in 48 BCE, he pursued Pompey to Greece, defeating him at Pharsalus August 9th, 48 BCE, despite outnumbered forces. Pompey's cavalry routed by Caesar's reserves. Pompey fled to Egypt, assassinated September 28th, 48 BCE by Ptolemy XIII's agents. Caesar, arriving, was presented his head, weeping at the sight. In Egypt, Caesar backed Cleopatra VII against her brother Ptolemy, besieging Alexandria until relieved in 47 BCE. Their affair produced Caesarion and Ptolemy XV in June 47 BCE. Returning via Asia Minor, he crushed Pharnaces II at Zela, Veni, Vidi, Vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. In Africa, he defeated Optimates at Thapsus April 6, 46 BCE. Cato suicided at Utica rather than accept pardon. In Spain, he vanquished Pompey's sons at Munda March 17, 45 BCE, ending major resistance. Triumphs in 46 BCE celebrated victories over Gauls, Egyptians, Pharnaces, Africans, veiled as over Juba, not Romans. As dictator for 10 years, then Perpetuo in 44 BCE, Caesar reformed. Julian calendar, adding leap years. Debt relief, citizenship extensions. Public works like Forum Julium. He settled veterans in colonies, reduced grain dole fraud, and planned Parthian campaigns. But honors alarmed, statues beside kings. Ivory carried in processions. Liberator title. Month Quintilis renamed July. Refusing Antony's diadem at Lupercalia, February 15, 44 BCE tested monarchical ambitions. Crowd silence confirmed Republican sentiments. Conspiracy brewed. Marcus Junius Brutus, descendant of the Republic's founder who expelled kings, had fought for Pompey but was pardoned, made praetor in 44 BCE. His wife Porcia, Cato's daughter, self-wounded to prove loyalty. Gaius Cassius Longinus, praetor and Pharsalus survivor, resented Caesar's clemency as condescension. Decimus Junius Brutus Albinus, Caesar's trusted general from Gaul, joined despite favors. Others, Gaius Trebonius, consul suffect in 45 BCE, Lucius Tillius Cimber, Servius Sulpicius Galba. About 60 senators calling themselves liberatores plotted in secret meetings, rejecting Antony's inclusion for his loyalty. Cicero, though sympathetic in writings like De Officiis, was excluded as too timid. Omens abounded. Harrispex Spurina warned, "Beware the Ides of March from sacrificial anomalies." Calpurnia, Caesar's wife since 59 BCE, dreamed of his bloodied body, storms and portents unnerved. On March 14th, Caesar dined with Lepidus, joking death's best form was sudden. Dismissing bodyguard on Brutus's advice, he proceeded to the Senate at Pompey's Curia, Senate House under repair. On the Ides, Antony was delayed by Trebonius. Inside, Cimber petitioned for his brother's recall. As senators pressed, daggers drawn. Casca struck first, grazing Caesar's neck. "Casca, you villain! What are you doing?" Caesar grabbed his arm. Casca cried, "Help, brother!" in Greek to Cassius. Wounds followed. Only one fatal per Suetonius, the second to the chest. Caesar fell, silent after seeing Brutus. The assassins expected jubilation. Instead, senators fled in terror. Brutus's speech at the Forum faltered amid confusion. Mark Antony, consul with Caesar, feigned alliance, securing Caesar's papers and treasury from Calpurnia. At the funeral March 20th, Antony displayed Caesar's bloodied toga, reading his will. Gardens to public, 300 sesterces per citizen, inciting the mob to burn Caesar's body on improvised pyre in the Forum, attacking conspirators' homes. Brutus and Cassius fled east. Power vacuum ensued. Antony allied with Marcus Aemilius Lepidus, Caesar's magister equitum, forming the Second Triumvirate, November 27th, 43 BCE with young Gaius Octavius, Caesar's great-nephew, adopted heir as Octavian. Proscriptions targeted 300 senators and 2,000 equities, including Cicero, killed December 7th, 43 BCE, his head and hands displayed on the rostra. In 42 BCE, at Philippi, triumvirs defeated Brutus and Cassius. Both suicided, Brutus running on his sword held by Strato. Triumvirate fractured. Octavian ousted Lepidus in 36 BCE after Sicilian wars against Sextus Pompey. Antony, entangled with Cleopatra, divorced Octavia, Octavian's sister, in 32 BCE, prompting war. At Actium, September 2nd, 31 BCE, Octavian's fleet under Agrippa routed Antony's. Antony and Cleopatra suicided in 30 BCE. Octavian annexed Egypt, becoming Rome's richest man. In 27 BCE, Octavian restored the Republic but accepted title Augustus, ushering the Principate de facto monarchy. He reformed administration, built the Pantheon, and initiated Pax Romana. Dying in 14 CE, his legacy, empire lasting centuries. The assassination's impact rippled, ended republic's oligarchy, birthed imperial autocracy, inspired art. Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, 1599, immortalized et tu, Brute. In political theory, from Machiavelli's praise of Brutus to modern views of tyrannicide. In Rome, Caesar's deification as Divus Julius in 42 BCE set imperial cult precedent. Temples rose at his cremation site. March 15th became a day of reckoning. Human cost profound. Calpurnia faded into obscurity. Antony's oratory avenged Caesar, but doomed him. Brutus, Stoic philosopher influenced by Plato, died believing he saved liberty, but unleashed worse tyranny. Cicero's writings endured, decrying the plot's failure to remove Caesarism's roots. The assassination of Julius Caesar marked the death of a man and a system, proving ambition's double edge. Caesar, Brutus, Cassius. Their choices showed how guardians of liberty can become its destroyers. Was the assassination a noble defense of republic, or a misguided act that hastened empire's rise? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this chronicle of daggers and destiny gripped you, hit that like button, subscribe to Vestige Files, and ring the bell for more stories of history's turning points.